He's Omar, I'm Majid, we're the substitutes, and today we walk together. Two FA Cups, including the Gerrard final, three League Cups, a UEFA Cup, a Community Shield, a Super Cup, and an unforgettable Champions League win, aka the Miracle of Istanbul. Steven Gerrard is a Hall of Famer who has won everything under the sun. The league slipped him by. Sorry. Omar, how much does that hurt his legacy?
Now, I'm quite vocal about Gerrard. I do think there was a period in his career where he was top. I think in '09 he was world class, where he almost led Liverpool to the title and didn't quite get there. It's a remarkable thing to say considering all the achievements that you just said, and he also got into the player team of the year 8 times, Premier League team of the year. But I think it does affect his career because I do think he's a Premier League great, but I don't think he's as great as everybody says he is.
Please elaborate. Please elaborate.
All right. So personally, I felt he was very hit and miss on the big stages. Even though you'd listed out a lot of those achievements, I think he scored in 3 cup finals. 4 if you count the own goal against Chelsea in the Worthington Cup, or was it Worthington Cup final or League Cup final at the time? I just thought whether it be scoring that own goal or on the international stage doing the back pass to Henry against France, or slipping up for the title, or heading back into Suarez for England in the World Cup, like I just felt that I don't know, maybe he felt he had to try too much, and so when it came to the big moments, he would either do something spectacular and drag his team across the line, or he would mess up so badly that he would cost his team. And that's why I tend to think that maybe, like, if he had won maybe a Premier League title, this conversation would be a little bit different in my eyes, maybe. That's why.
So I don't necessarily agree. I wasn't prepared for this conversation, to be honest, but I don't necessarily agree because he scored in the FA Cup final, he scored in the League Cup final, he scored in the Cup final, he scored in the Champions League final. He scored his team in 2001 won the lower treble or the lesser treble, whatever, FA Cup, League
lesser
Cup,
treble.
UEFA Cup. In the group stage match in 2005 against Olympiacos, 86th minute he scored when it was most needed. I don't necessarily agree. I actually look at it. I do think the league, not winning the league is a big. It still is. It does. It definitely hurts him personally. You can tell that even today, and I kind of feel bad about it. But as a player, it is sort of glaring that, like, you did all of this, but not the overall. So I actually have a different read where he's a very good one-game player, but I don't know if he can string along, through the entire schedule.
So look, I'm gonna push back on that because I do want to. There was that period, and you mentioned you threw all of this, right? Like, I just want to say this. Just you threw all of this. FA Cup final, Champions League final, that goal against Olympiacos. Like, there was he would be spectacular. He would drag his team through the mud, through facing elimination from the Champions League and dragging them to win the damn thing. For every great thing that he did, there's always something he did to screw up a little bit. Like that's what I mean. Like, when you get to the biggest stage, you be consistent, and that's the main thing. Like, be consistent. He could have and should have won a Premier League title, and he could have done it with Liverpool, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you can say that it was a great United side that won it, but with that Fergie between 07 to 09, where they won back 3 Premier League titles in a row, but that Liverpool team in 09 was really good. Like, people forget that they were really good. How many times did we always hear this? If the league started in October, Liverpool would win the league. That was something that was said a lot in the mid 2000s. But the league didn't start in October. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. Like, like, he almost made it, but he never quite did.
So then for you,
in that respect,
does his one club allegiance cost him when we're discussing the greatest of all times?
Yes, but that doesn't take away from the fact that when he was brilliant, he was a cut above the rest. Like, let's not forget, in 09, in my opinion, he was the best player in the world. And there were a lot of players that did say that. Zidane. Like, come on. When Zidane gives you that praise, you listen. But I do feel that the conversation would be different if he had won a Premier League title. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, and as is their right. Because what he did achieve was remarkable. But I always look at someone and say, how much more could you have achieved? And I feel that he could have achieved a lot more.
Very aspirational. Good. Stevie G did win the Ballon d'Or and the Club Footballer of the Year in 2005, the miracle year. And so this is what he won: individual honors throughout his career. Steven Gerrard. Individual honors, Footballer of the Year, Writers Footballer of the Year, Team of the Year, all of these kind of things. His teams were winning from 2000 to 2006. Whatever the Liverpool teams did win, they won between those years, except for a League Cup in 2011, 2012. So my next question is, does a move to Real Madrid in 2010 and an extra Liga or a Champions League win, would that change his legacy?
Just before we go back, I was wondering if he ever did win the Ballon d'Or. He won the Bronze Award, like he came third in the Ballon d'Or. But it depends, like, I do feel that if he had moved abroad, maybe his game could have been a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with moving abroad. And if he had moved to one of the big clubs in Spain, either Barcelona, who are incredibly dominant, playing in a midfield with Xavi and Iniesta, come on, playing in Madrid, for example, that 2011 side, was it 11 and 12 that Mourinho won? Or 2000, I can't remember, it was one of those years, I think it was 2011, where that was a phenomenal Madrid side. So I think if he had gone there, I think it would have changed the conversation. Keep in mind, though, that I do actually value the fact that he didn't switch in a lot of ways. Like, I do respect that quite a lot. Like, this is your club. This is who you want to support. When Man United came for him, I think he laughed it off, or he just said, no way, like, never in a million years. And then he also did the same with Chelsea, who he rebuffed their advances in 2004, right before Istanbul. And then he rebuffed it after. As well. So I respect that, but I feel that if he had moved to abroad after everything he did for Liverpool, I think that would have been okay. And if he had won the league abroad, I think the conversation would be very, very different. We're
gonna throw on our imagination hats right now. You can move Steven Gerrard in any team and at any time. Where would you move him, and where would he have moved the needle?
I'll probably move him to United so he wouldn't choke so much consistently on the big stage. No, I'm joking. I mean, look, there was a little bit of a decline at some point in his career when he reached his 30s. Like, he was a very intelligent player, so he moved very deep in midfield, but he did that for 1 year and then he got found out. Like when he almost led Liverpool to the title in 2013, 2014. So I do believe I would have moved him maybe a few years earlier, maybe '08 or '09 actually. After '09, I would have said maybe go abroad to either Barcelona or Madrid.
Yeah.
That's where I would have taken him. Like maybe a good 4 years at one of those clubs. Um, Maybe would have done him the world of good. Maybe the conversation would have been different. I mean, you could move him early on in his career, but I felt there was a lot that he did at Liverpool that was quite legendary. And in '09, he was the best player in the world. That's when I would have said, this is your time to move. Yeah, that's probably where I would have moved him. Either Barcelona or Madrid, or I wouldn't move him to Italy. I feel that he would have flourished in Spain. I actually think he would have been, if he had moved to Spain, he might be considered, in my opinion anyway, like one of the all-time greats.
What do you guys think? If Steven Gerrard had won the league, is his legacy established with or without the league? Let's start with that. And then, if he wins the league, would it be that much more enhancing to his value? Let us know. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that good stuff, and we will see you next time. Take care.